In keeping with some odd and unusual survival type items, today we're going to take a look at the VR3 phone jack powered emergency light and charger. Alright everybody, welcome back. So before I get into the specifics on this item, this is an interesting thing that I bet a lot of people don't know. Most telephone lines, now we're talking about your standard jacks in the wall for your old school landlines, have a source of DC current in them. It's a 48 volt DC current. It's traditionally provided by the telco central office, and they use large 24 cell lead acid batteries to maintain service in the event of a utility or power failure. Lead acid batteries normally are 2 volts a cell, so 24 cells produce 48 volts. While telephone lines do have 48 volts of electricity running through them, it's usually not enough to cause a shock, though it may affect a pacemaker or other sensitive, medical type devices. The electricity in a phone line does spike around 90 volts when the phone rings. That might give you a mild shock, not much. So it's interesting that, you're looking at a source of power in your house that you would have never thought of. Now, we still have a landline, because we run a business and we find it easier just to have that line completely separate from our cell phones. When we're out having fun, whatever, shopping, our phone isn't constantly ringing with business calls. We have a landline with an answering machine on it. You can leave a message, we'll get back to you when we get home. It's a little easier. Plus it's a little easier to talk on as well than holding a cell phone in your neck all day or having an earbud on. So we've kind of had that way. We used to have 2 landlines in here. We went down to 1. So today when I demo this, I only have 1 plug in the house that actually has where I can reach it. I have a couple of plugs, but 1 plug where I can actually reach it to demo this. So we'll demo it with that. Now the cool thing about this particular product is it will work when there's a power failure, and it will charge its internal battery, and there is a battery in here whenever the power is being supplied to it. So phone lines are powered by the phone company and not your local power company. That way, something like this will turn a phone jack into emergency nightlight and USB charging station. Now this says it only works with active phone lines during a power outage when it's plugged into an active phone jack. I believe there is power in phone lines that have been disconnected, but I can't guarantee it. And I can't get to the one that's disconnected because it's behind my storeroom, all of my stuff. So there's no way I can get to it. I would have to empty an entire rack of food down there that I literally just rotated with new Thrive stuff. So there's no way I'm going to do that. It's going to take me hours to get through all that stuff. That's the only dead jack in the house. And I'm not even sure I could fit this in because the jack's here and this is a little bit long. So I'm going to take this out for you since I already opened it. I like to keep the box intact so you guys can see what it looks like if you're out shopping. And I did pick this up, of all places, at Walmart. Can't get this out of here. Let's just drop it out. So there you go. Real simple. Interesting little looking device. You can also charge this with a micro USB cable. So if you just want to plug this in and use this as a power bank, you can do that. So I found this at Walmart. It's back in the electronics section. And like I said, that's the box that it comes in. And I was kind of shocked at the price. They were $4.95 or $4.78 or something. Very inexpensive. I also found that on Amazon, they're close to the same price. So I will put a link down below if you guys want to pick one up. Or you can just run down to your local Walmart and buy it there too. Either way, it doesn't matter. I would prefer you have it than worry about buying it from me and waiting for it to be shipped. Now it's an interesting little device. I'll show you here how it works. This is where you're going to plug it into your phone jack. Now this may present a problem if your phone jack is like along the bottom of a wall facing downward. This may not be able to do it. So if you have a phone jack in the wall, in the old school days, for those of you that were around for a little longer, where you had this phone in your kitchen with a really long cord and you take the cord into your room to talk to whoever, that's how it works. So you're going to plug this into that, and you'll notice the little piece here, that snaps into place, that little tang on top. This is how you're going to move that. So if you plug this into a wall, you don't have to reach behind it and tweak and barely get your finger back there. You just push this button and it will come out. You're going to plug your phone into here. You don't need to, but you can plug your phone into here and everything will still work normally. This is going to be your night light button. This is your sensor. So at night this will come on and in the daytime it will turn off. And of course this is where you'd plug your phone in. Now, without this even being plugged in, I'm going to demo it really quick. This is how you do it. You plug it in there, okay? And then you'll plug your phone in. Now, of course, it won't work now because the battery isn't charged up. But you would plug your phone in like that, and it would charge it with the battery that's internal here. But it will also charge on the battery itself. Now, you'll notice on the side here, there's a little light. That isn't lit up. If it's red, it's charging. If it's green, it's full. So as long as this is plugged in and the circuit is closed, it will charge your phone. So let's pull that out of there. So let's get into the product highlights. How much it is, how much it weighs, all that. We know how much it is. It's about $5. The dimensions on it are 4 inches by 2.5 by 2. But weighs about 5 ounces. It will charge all your USB devices during a power failure or normal times too, as long as it's plugged in. It works with all active phone lines. Plugs right into the telephone jack. It's got the long life LED night lights. So those are LEDs. They're not going to burn out on you anytime soon. It is light sensing, like I told you. Once it's dark, that will turn on. Off at dusk and on at dusk and off at dawn. And it's got the 1800 milliamp hour battery for additional power backup. So I'm going to put this in my kitchen where my phone line is there in the wall and demo it. Don't mind the lighting. I'm going to try and get some decent lighting in there. But again, it's not super bright. But you'll be able to see what we're doing. So let me get that set up and I'll bring you back. See the things we got to deal with when we do videos? This is Harvey. Come on, baby, get out of the way. Alright, so we got the cats cleared out of the way. They're still hovering around wondering what's going on. And I'm going to show you how to install this. Now you got your plug here. You're just going to unplug that. You're going to put this in. Now this has to go in upside down because that plug is upside down. It all depends on the orientation of your plug. It could go this way if you wanted. You just have to switch the switch around. There were some things in this house they built kind of oddly. So you got that in there. You got your light on the side. You'll never be able to see it in the light here. But trust me, there's a light on the side. There's an LED. I'm going to plug this in. I forget which way it goes. But if we try it enough ways, we'll eventually get it. There we go. I'm going to move this out of the way a little more. And just to make sure, pick it up. I don't know if you can hear you probably can't, but there is a dial tone. So it does work. And now, if you want to charge something, simply take your USB cable, plug it in, there you go, starting to charge right from there. Now the night light function is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to try and turn off the lights and see if I can get it to work because it's really not dark in here enough yet, but we're going to give that a sec. So give me a second to turn off the lights and we'll see what happens. Okay, so there you go. I turned off the light, turned off the light in the inside here that I use for my, my outside studio area. You can see I turn on the light and that goes off. Turn off the light and it turns right on right away. So that's pretty cool. It's also very sensitive too. You know, the darker you get, see how it brightens up, the more you cover that up. So it's kind of it's neat as a night light. It's also neat as a charging device. And having the ability to charge your stuff when the power's out, you know, if you don't have an extra backup battery, from batteries that are up at a telco somewhere, really, really helps you out. So I'm going to take this back outside, finish up with you, give you some information on it, and we'll finish the video. So anyway, that is the VR3 phone jack powered emergency light and charger. Really neat kind of device. I'm going to look and see I'm going to see how long this one holds up. I'm going to look and see if I can pick up a few more. If it holds up well, I will let you know if there's any problems. But if it holds up well, I'm going to get a few more and stick them around my house. Maybe I will clear that whole stuff out there in my storeroom and run a cable out, a USB cable out. So I always have a way to charge up phones. I think it's a really cool idea. You can build these yourself. Use stuff to step down the current from 48 volts to 5 volts to charge your phones and all that. But having something for like $5 that you can pick up at your local Walmart, pretty darn cool. Anyway, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I will put a link down below in my store. They're $4.95. If you don't want to order one from my store because you don't want to wait, go to your local Walmart, pick them up. They're in the electronics section. Can't miss them. Lightweight, really cool, kind of innovative item. And that's the kind of thing I like to bring to folks, let them see that this stuff's out there. And if you don't want a huge power bank or solar, or you don't have a way to do solar, something like this is at least some way to charge some kind of communications device. You can even buy a charger for the Baofeng ham radios that runs off USB. So definitely a cool item. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store down below. And below that is our Thrive Life store. The Amazon store, you just click the link, shop as you normally would. If there's nothing in the store you like, helps us out. Thrive Life, they are a little backed up on shipping, but not really bad. Maybe about a week or so behind. So you can still get your freeze-dried food orders. Anything you want. You don't have to join anything. You just go there, see what you want, order some food, try it out. If you like, you can become a consultant. If not, you can just be a regular customer and just keep coming back. There's no pressure to join anything like that. Don't forget to check out our Olight link down below. You definitely want to register because I have some interesting Olight stuff coming up pretty soon. So you definitely want to register on the site so you're already registered when it comes so you can get your freebie. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.